Hello everyone, so welcome you all to a short tutorials Meghalaya's first MTED channel. So my dear friends, today in this video we are going to discuss about the types of disabilities. Alright, so what are the different types of learning disabilities? We will be focusing on that specifically, alright? And there comes questions from types of disabilities, right? Like how many types of disabilities are there? 21, 22, 23, 24 options will be given there. 21, 22, 23, 24. So which option should you select when this type of questions comes in your MTET exam, like how many types of learning disabilities are there generally? Then you should select the option which says 21 disabilities. All right, 21 types of learning disabilities are there, which are the main ones or the major ones. All right, so let us see reading and writing disabilities. So what are the different types of disabilities which are associated with reading and writing? All right, now number one is dyslexia. This is very important. This dyslexia, I think almost every year this comes in your MTET exam, right? So what is dyslexia? So reading disorder. Always remember, whenever you see the word dyslexia, understand that it is it is a reading disorder, which means the child will have difficulty in reading. All right, dyslexia affects reading fluency, word recognition, and spelling. So when a person or a child is having dyslexia, he will not be so fluent, he will not be able to recognize the words, and his spellings will also be very weak. Individuals struggle with phonemic awareness, leading to difficulties decoding words. Despite average or high intelligence, they often find reading and writing challenging. Phonics based programs and structured literacy approaches help improve skills. Now, you see, this type of children who are having dyslexia, they they it is not that they are not intelligent. It is not like that. These people are also intelligent, but they just have these difficulties. They are not able to utilize their intelligence. All right, so despite of having high intelligence, they might find problem with reading and writing. All right, now you can before we progress, I just want to give you one example of dyslexia. So in all of my videos, whichever you see in YouTube regarding the learning disabilities, you will see that I like to give the example for dyslexia, that Ishan Avasti of Tare Zameen Par. So those who have watched the movie Tare Zameen Par, you will know what problem a dyslexia child has or have, right? So you watch the movie Tare Zameen Par and you will understand what the problem is with dyslexia. And this Tare Zameen Par movie is by Amir Khan, right? So there you will see that Amir Khan is a teacher and the small boy Ishan Avasti is the child who has dyslexia problem or the reading disorder. So now example is given here. A student confuses B and D when reading. So the children who have dyslexia, they are not able to recognize which one is D and which one is B. They are not able to read the word. If you ask them to read top, they will read it as pot, bat as tap. So they are not able to understand. All right, they are not understand that it can be reversed. They are not able to understand if you write 1001 6006. They don't know. So this is the problem they have. So repengrang tawde mai dakana dyslexia de belong an important on simangni MTET exam na degi mangde ya ko de reading disorder ne mangane reading disorder tawde jen salo bisa ya reading disorder onga uno de bisa mai dakana language ko namme chakhalna manja fluence ongja degi mang word rangko pia masina kata manja aro spelling rangko ba namme masina kata manja mo degi mang jen salo bisa dyslexia donga uni ortho den de kyongja wa bisa de dyslexia gnang ba bisa ba long and intelligent ong na gata manna intelligent an onga endi ba biara antang ni intelligence ko jakhal na gata chol manja maina no ba bia learning disorder donga jion bia B aro D ni difference ko ma sija mai da kiteng thangar ka ko ma sija degi mang biara dab dab aro bad ya mangni ko differentiate khana gata manja degi mang dog aro god ya ko differentiate khana gata manja saw was means be the option in kaya ne bini mukron de ko the option in kaya degi mang de ya bichara reading khana gata plongin nek naka aro basa ko badin asung question paper nakna kata ba dongamo reading and writing difficulty no ba dyslexia hon correct option de ke select khana kata man na ne indi oba mai ba ya writing difficulty dun thang man cha donga ki sa disability ko nga dawa kanat ken yani jamano indi oba basa ko ba de ya dyslexia ko ba learning disability ba reading and writing disability ne ba kana yo digamen asimani question paper on asun ken chim ngode dyslexia is writing difficulty ba reading difficulty ba reading and speaking difficulty uno na simang smart ongna kata nangen reading mang option dongo de reading kon select khabo endi ba bano ba de option dang dang ke mang reading and writing dongo de wa reading and writing kon select khatai bane ongai gen ba mo ma se ba mo tau gata hare mai tak ba disability kon dyslexia manga anga de ma si jarne na simang chanchia ongode na so mai dak bana wa tare zamin par movie donga ba mo tare zamin par movie jion amir khan donga aro chunga ba mea sa bisa sa donga bini student je kon ishan awasti ni mga chem degi mang wa movie ko na simang ni pa bone wa movie na so ken dyslexia child ara mai tak ba man chawa degi mang mai da ken a teacher sa ngi mang dyslexia dongo ba bisa ko tak sakat na man gen u kuno na simang na gata manai gen ne dysgraphia. So let's see now dysgraphia, writing disorder. So whenever a child is having problem in writing, he or she is not able to write well. So that is called dysgraphia. Whenever you see the word graph, graph, graph. So graph means something related to writing, alright? So dysgraphia means difficulty in writing or disorder of writing or writing disorder. So dysgraphia affects handwriting, spelling and sentence structure, making writing physically challenging. Now you see, when a child is having dysgraphia, his handwriting will be very, very poor. They will not be able to, space between the words equally or nicely. They will not be able to spell the words nicely, or their sentence structures will be ulta fulta, right? So making writing physically challenging. So it becomes a challenge for them to write. They don't understand what to write and how to write. People with dysgraphia often have messy handwriting and difficulty spacing words. Now you see, those children who have dysgraphia, their handwriting are very, very poor. They don't know how to give proper space. They don't know how to structure the sentence, and the way they write is very, very messy, and sometimes their handwriting is not legible. Not legible means you are not able to make out what they have written, right? Writing may be slow and painful, leading to frustrations in academic settings. Now you see, this type of children who are having dysgraphia, for them writing is a challenge, right? They don't like to write at all. So what happens is that it might be a challenge for them, and it might frustrate them, right? They might feel like frustrated when they are dealing with writing. Assistive technology and fine motor exercises can help. So we can adopt some technologies, and at the same time we can give them some motor exercises or movements of fingers which they will be able to overcome this difficulty. Examples can be a child's letter are inconsistent in size and spacing. So when you see children, they are not able to give proper space, and the size of the letters are different. Some are very big, some are very small. So you understand that this person is having problem called dysgraphia. But everybody in your class having bad handwriting does not mean they have dysgraphia, right? So you have to find out nicely. They have trouble gripping a pencil correctly, so they are not able to hold the pencil correctly, right? Writing assignments take much longer than usual. So those children who have dysgraphia, for them the learning of the writing of assignments will of course take time, right? You know that. Repengrang taude mai dakana dysgraphia ba plongin important one. Taude dysgraphia ra mai dakwa nikna kanina jeon bisarang sena jotna changja ba sena jotna nammen nikna ka mo taugta handwriting ba se thajawa degi mung de spelling ko ba manja, degi mung de sentence ni structure ba namja, degi mung de aro wa bisani siya ko tin a phorai na ba manjawa bisong ara mai de ke baita space una na ko ba masija degi mung ba dia ba letter ba de dalle siat ken ba ko de chunne siat ken bisong ne ko tin a phorai na ta ba nek na kai gen mo wa da ba bisarang kon dysgraphia disorder donga ne manga aro ya da ba bisarang de mai na kana blongin sena gata sko sa ka sena skcha bisong de mai na ba bisong na de yede blongin dal ga ba challenge ki sa de ki onga ne aro bisong de pencil ko ba namme na gata manja mo wan bisong ni nek na kani na song de ino de ya no khali ya ko giskrabo dysgraphia ni ortho de graph tong aba mo graph tong ko ba de writing ko sa deal kha dysgraphia means de bisarang me ta kana sena jotna nek na kani bisarang ni sena jotna nek na kani kon dysgraphia nem ngan diba dyslexia nem ngode bisarang ni poraina sapani maiba problem mo ba disorder ne. So now let us start with maths related disabilities. See, mathematics related disability. This is important for your MTET exam, right? Dyscalculia. Dyscalculia means maths disability. By the words itself, you understand. Dyscalculia. What is calculia? Calculia means calculation, right? Calculation. Where do you calculate? You calculate in mathematics. Yes or no? So it is a problem in which your mathematics is affected. So dyscalculia means a child who have problem with mathematics. Of course, I have problem with mathematics. You also have problem with mathematics, but it does not mean that we have dyscalculia. Dyscalculia is even more dangerous than what we have or how we feel about mathematics. All right, let us see. So dyscalculia affects numerical understanding and mathematical reasoning. Individuals may struggle with numbers, sense, calculations, and telling time. Basic arithmetic and applying maths concept in real life can be difficult. Multi-sensory approaches such as using visual aids help improve learning. A student cannot remember basic addition facts. They mix up numbers like 13 and 31. They struggle to count money accurately, right? Or they may even struggle to see the time, right? So in dyscalculia, what happens is that the child, they have numerical problem or numerical understanding problem. So they're not able to understand the numbers, right? They don't like the numbers at all. They don't understand, and they have the problem reasoning, mathematical reasoning they don't have, and they may also struggle with the number sense. They may struggle with basic calculations like 5 plus 3 is what, 4 minus 1 is what, 5 divided by 5 is what. So this type of simple basic maths also they are not able to understand. They're not able to understand the time, so they are not able to tell you the time. Suppose if you ask what is the time right now, all right Sarah, you go and find out what is the time now. So he or she will not be able to tell you the time if they are having this dyscalculia problem. All right, they have, of course, I know your children or your brothers and sisters, they are not able to tell you the time sometimes, right? But that is not dyscalculia, right? So that is different thing, that is normal. But this dyscalculia means extreme, right? Too much. Now basic arithmetic and applying maths concept. So this type of children who have dyscalculia, they are not able to apply the basic maths in their real life, right? So multi-sensory approaches such as visual aids can help these type of learners, all right? So they are not able to remember the dates, they are not able to remember the facts, they are not able to remember the basic arithmetic, or they are not able to recognize the numbers like 14, 41, 16, 61, or numbers like 23 or 32. So these things, these problems, this type of children they have. Now, thou they pengrang dyscalculia belong an important one asuni MTET exam na thou they dyscalculia ngapa word ko na simang nagchokon ma siya bajok yedi calculation ko muksonga thou they calculation ko ansung bano daka mathematics to calculate ka abamo uni gaman dyscalculia de problem na jion bisarang andumna changalna degimang divide khana ba multiply khana ba divide khana nengna ka u kon dyscalculia nemanga ya jen salo bisarang dyscalculia donga unodi bisong number ko ba recognize khana gata ba machina gata manja ta ko da chibri ko ba sotpri sa takin kaya kholachi sa ko ba Chiga tam takin kaya dengan sochet bri ko ba sotpri chet takin kaigen ulta pulta takin kaya na bisong dia number rangko blong in problem no digem bisong somai kata daw khori ni na ba changjamo khori o daw kata na asingen amka mai baji wase dawra nes ngato bisong de nakna somai ko agan kata manjawan diu ba na simang jajeng na be daw kata song jajeng im hoi daw dang ni bisa ba ke dyscalculia dongana ki ne chanche dong jawa maina ba nang ni bisa chonengen mo chon khala ni gam bisong somai ko ni na changkuja maina ba bisong ni mental ability dakre develop ongku jandi ba somai ko ni na changjana mangmang na song antang-tangni bisa ko hai yang ni bisa de dyscalculia dongan no dong jawane khasa pai misunderstand kha phana be dike mungde hindi wa dakwa bisa na thangka ko ba channa changjana taw kata kung chikeng kolgre kola chiwang ko channa ba changjawane ndi obang ama sia taw kata na simang antang-tangni bisa na school re ango kung chikeng non bisa ko ba channa changai aro ma sia kung chikeng ni value ko mo ubodi chung nukja at least sot bonga de nang tela mo taw ro chonchon ko ba bisa nang nan mo talkal ke parang nader chasel nang tela mo salo ndiba thangka ko de channa changaya ndiba somai ko de nina changja ba somai ko de nina changha ndiba thangka ko de channa changja ongode na simang daw katan dakba problem dongane chanchi pana be mo wede ding thang kata sa. All right, now let's see aphasia or dysphasia. Aphasia or dysphasia. Aphasia is caused by brain damage affecting language production and comprehension. It is common after strokes and head injuries. Dysphasia is a milder form but still impacts communication. Speech therapy can help regain language abilities. Example, a person says apple when they mean chair. They understand speech but cannot form sentences. They forget common words while speaking. So aphasia is a problem which is caused due to mental injury or brain damage, all right, which will affect the language of the person. He or she will not be able to understand or speak the language. It is formed basically after if somebody have brain stroke or brain injury or head injury, then they suffer from aphasia or dysphasia, right? Dysphasia can be treated by speech therapy, right? Suppose if a person wants to say apple, but instead he is saying chair. So you can understand that that person is suffering from aphasia. They understand the speech. This type of people who are having aphasia, they understand the speech, but they are not able to form the sentences, all right? They forget the common words while speaking. So when they are speaking something, they will forget, all right? But even you forget and I forget, right? When we are speaking and we say oh yeah like that. I went to my friend's wedding last night, and it does not mean that I am having aphasia or you are having aphasia. This is very normal. But the people who have extreme cases, they are not able to remember at all, then this type of people are known as person having aphasia, right? The other penang may nakana aphasia ra problem mungsaunga jian thanungo damage ode by injury ode by stroke ode mande ya dysphasia ba aphasia ko matna mo ya problem ko matna daud jen salo ya problem dongan ode wa mande de language ko machina kata manjawa jen salo mandirang ya aphasia ko matna ha unode bisungni language skills ko yade bisungni language skills ko affect ka amo bisungni language ko machina kata manjawa aro mai dakana mai ko ba muksong ode mai ko ba agan matgen ba mai ko ba agan naminga chum oba kapan kata ko agan ya gualaya tawde apple agan ani bia po bia chair ne agan skajok de mung bisongde kata ko de speech ko de masigen ndiba sentence ko form khana gata manja mo aro bisong aro common word rangon gualaya daw gata golpo matungo common word rangon bisongde gualaya aro gualaba nangni aro angni gualani gata gualja bisong the extreme case of ama gual sangaya gisra sangja tako basa ni daw nan sunggupan ko niyang na apraxia of speech. Apraxia affects the brain's ability to coordinate mouth movements for speech. This makes speaking slow and difficult. Even though muscles function properly, it can range from mild to severe. Intensive speech therapy helps improve communication. Example, a child struggles to pronounce familiar words. Speech sounds disorganized and inconsistent. A person unintentionally swaps syllable when speaking. So apraxia of speech is a problem, right? which affects the our brain's ability to coordinate mouth movements for speech. So it affects our coordination or the movement of our mouth for speech. So what does it do? This makes the speaking very slow and difficult for the learners, even though the muscles may function properly, but the speaking is very slow and very difficult and hard. All right, so it can range from, so person can have mild apraxia or average space apraxia or a very intensive apraxia. It depends on the person, right? The treatment depends on the nature of apraxia a person is having. So example can be a child may struggle, right? May have difficulty or problem in pronouncing familiar words. They know the word, they are familiar with the word, but they are not able to pronounce that, right? Speech sounds disorganized and inconsistent. So their speech and their sound are disorganized, which means it is not matching, right? Persons unintentionally swap syllable when speaking, so the person might unintentionally swap the syllable. See, for example, if I say watermelon, so how many syllable watermelon have? Water me lun. Four syllable is there. Water me lun. Watermelon, right? So it has got 4 syllable. So the person might say watermelon like that. Or if I say Mumbai, so how many syllable? 2 syllable, right? Mumbai, only 2 syllable. Then if I say Dubai also 2 syllable. If I say Kolkata, how many syllables? How many syllables in Kolkata? Kolkata, 3 syllable, right? In Tura, how many? Tura, Tura, only 2 syllable, right? So we have only 2 syllable in Tura. Now we have attention and executive functioning disorders. Now you will always see ADHD. What is this ADHD? ADHD means attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. ADHD affects focus, impulse control, and organization. Individuals may struggle with staying on task, following instructions, and time management. Hyperactivity and impulsivity are common in some cases. Behavioral strategies and medication can help manage symptoms. Student constantly fidgets in class. They struggle to complete assignments on time. They interrupt conversation frequently. Now you see, ADHD or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder means the child is not able to concentrate in the class. He or she might be able to focus in your class only for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 15 minutes, but after that they become hyperactive. Hyperactive means what? They will play with one another, they will throw pen, pencil, they will draw something, or they will look here and there, they will try to beat his friend, they will ask you for, or they will stand up again and sit down again and look here and there, then play with the bag, play with the books, or they are always hyper, which means they are restless, they are not at rest at all, right? Everybody is sitting quietly in the class listening to the lecture, but the children who are having ADHD, they are hyperactive, so they are not able to sit quietly at one place. They are always restless, all right? So they are not able to focus. And this type of children, what happens is that they interrupt conversation frequently. So suppose if you are teaching something, they will interrupt you again and again. Sir, can I go to washroom? Sir, can I go and fill my water bottle? Sir, I forgot to bring my book. Sir, I'm not feeling well. So all these type, they just want to interrupt, right? They just want to interrupt, right? Just anything they will speak out. Rupengram, the other man, ADHD or ADHD, they hyperactivity problem. Hyper ko de masya mo. Hyper means they be showing around tom dong namanja. Tak plesk saka. The other not song chanchigen. Hari, ang ni no one dak plesk saka. De kimang ang ni jojong bask saka. Bishong de ang de mobile gride bishong ko de tom dong at nan manja. And then as mang chanchigen ba mo. And di one de chanchi na be. Na song ni bisharang dao. ADHD 동안에 잔치나베 마이나베 비숑 촌코잉아 뭐 닥플레 촌나니 그러면 비숑데 슥삭나데 스카이겐 아로다 아우로로니 자성고데나 송반을까 मोबाइल फ़ोन ग्रीदे बिचारांबा थोम थोम दोंना ता मानजाएंगा मो दिबो वदे ADHD होंजा ADHD दे दंथांसा ADHD रा मै दाकाना बिचारांदे थोम थोम दोंना मानजावा दागो तना क्लास 6 7 8 ताकवारांबा निया ताइपो बिचारांदे थोम थोम दोंना ता मानजावा साकाइगेन क्लास तो रेस्टलेस होंगेने बासाको बदे सानिबा खन्नीको सालगेन बासाको बदे साकोबा माइचिबा कोता बातकेन बेगदेगिमन खेलकी आफलची नियातकेन हरे माछुगो नकिंगा वाक नकिंगा देगिमन बासाको बदे drawing rang khai rogen basukode git rang rang rogen basukode thugen basukode ranggetuk chat ken basukode sir anga washroom ni anga skinga chum ba madam anga botolo chiko bana skinga chum digimin sir anga de oncha sir digi manga chading ro na margen ma sir anga chading ro na margen manga songna ninga ha sir ba je ko ba bisang de sak na ta je ko ba gani roi gen ne na songna diba agre ga pasane tawba te na song de thom thom sa barang de sir namgaba bisarang ba sobrang de sir anga botolo chi dongja chiruna skan chum deki ma chiruna ri angnane oba bisarang je rangan ADHD dongja bisong ba gise bode sir anga chiruna skan chum deki mangni botolo chi kona ri angna mangen ma ene singo dina he ya bisade ADHD dongane ne chanchi bana bene wodi normal sa dib agre pane ji khamko ba agre pa ko san sing den dine agana ne normal ko de aganja sawbade washroom ri angna ba bi again sawbade gisip disk sakaigen mo bisarang disk sakaya na somba masya sakaigen diba agre ega paro na mukronchi nina nam chapal jang jokwa da ba kora ADHD dongan ne agana hyper ekdom hyper mo. So now let us see autism spectrum disorder ASD. Autism is important for your MTET exam, right? Autism spectrum disorder or ASD affects social communication, behavior and sensory processing. Symptoms range from mild to severe, impacting language skills and social interaction. People with ASD may prefer routines and struggles with changes. Early intervention in behavioral therapy can help improve skills. Examples can be a child avoid eye contact and prefer playing alone. They become overwhelmed by loud noises. They repeat phrases or engage in repetitive behavior. Now you see, autism means what? Autism is a type of being antisocial, right? The child is not so social. He likes to stay alone. He likes to play alone. All right, have problem in conveying what he or she wants to say. They have behavioral problem and they have sensory problem, right? So symptoms may be sometimes mild, very low, or very average symptoms, or sometimes it can be very severe. So they might have problem in language skills and they may not know how to interact with one another in the society, in the classroom. All right, so these type of people, they prefer to stay alone and they struggle in order to change themselves. All right, so example can be a child might avoid eye contact with teachers or parents and may prefer playing all alone. All right, they become overwhelmed by loud noises. They are not able to take loud noises. All right, they repeat phrases or engage in repetitive behavior. So they do the same thing again and again, right? Repingrang, daw de autism din asuni MTET exam na belong in important one. Autism disability ba autism problem ar mayana autism problem dongo de mandirang antisocial onga daw gata songo nokko bakra jamo daw gata saniba bia soba onginga bia onginga ba banuba maiba nekna kanirang donginga sa danganirang donginga warango bakra jawa jinmamang ronaskja degi mang behave khana ga taba changja degi mang golpona ga taba changja anthangni language skills ramba blongin namja mo degi mang de mai nakana society o interact khai mang saksa sakaban mang nangram me dongna ga ta changja mangsa khamkon khathai thaya repeat khathai thaya anthangni behavior ko repeat khathai thai gen degi mang eye contact khana ga ta manja mo ba eye contact khaja ya rakba bisarang de jerangan autism donga mo bisong communication ba problem donga language problem ni agan jokon unun kamak skill kon manaya mo reading speaking listening reading speaking writing mo mangri language skills donga ya kamak kon manaya jen so launching communication problem ne agana mo maina bansang de communication ko de ya mangri skills chen kha ba mo tegi mang ya gamakon ne kani donga igin autistic child de ne. So now we have dyspraxia. What is dyspraxia now? Developmental coordination disorder. Dyspraxia affects motor coordination, making movement awkward or uncoordinated. Individuals struggle with fine motor skills like writing, tying shoelaces, or catching a ball. It also affects planning physical actions leading to clumsiness. Occupational therapy helps improve coordination. A child frequently drops objects or trips over their feet. They struggle to hold and control a pencil. They have difficulty with buttoning clothes or using scissors. Now you see, whenever we talk about dyspraxia, alright, before we talk about dyspraxia, I just want to ask you that you already know there are two types of muscles, right? How many types of muscles? Two types of muscles we have: large muscles and small muscles. And depending on that, we have motor skills. So we have fine motor skills and gross motor skills. Two types of skills: fine motor skills and gross motor skills. Now, fine motor skills are the skills or activities which will involve the small muscles of our body. For example, when we tie shoelace, we are making use of fine motor skills. When we are writing, we are making use of our fine motor skills. When we are playing guitar, we are making use of our fine motor skills. But when we are swimming, when we are running, when we are cycling, then we are making use of our gross motor skills. When we are dancing, then we are making use of our gross motor skills. But when we talk about dyspraxia, dyspraxia deals with the fine motor skills of our body, which means the small muscles. So the person suffering from dyspraxia or having dyspraxia might have problem in writing, might have problem in making tie, might have problem in tying shoelaces, or might have problem in catching a ball. All right, so they are not able to hold an object properly. They drop it again and again. All right, they are not able to hold a pen or a pencil. They struggle with the holding of pen and pencil. Or they might have problem with scissors. They do not know how to cut with the help of a scissor. Or they might have problem in buttoning their shirt or their blazer, right? How they are dyspraxia mo. Dyspraxia ramayana yaba mangsa disability unga. Taude anga dyspraxia ko thalatnas kangbana simang sing agataska taugata chung two types of skills tonga bamo: gross motor skills aro fine motor skills. Taude gross motor skills de wa skills ongen geo anching andangni be any daldal gapa muscles rangko jakhala. Taude stroke ken bamo saba stroke na ba swimming khana ba cycling khana ba running khana mai ko jakhala na chingara gross motor skill ko jakhala. Degi mang jen salan jing seeing aba ma jakchi seeing degi mang de guitar khatlenga ba flute khatlenga ba juthani les ko khainga ba necktie khainga unran chung meda kana chung antangni fine motor skills ko jakhala ba chonchon gapa chingni muscles rang ko jakhala mo. Degi mang de dyspraxia ni gaman aga no de dyspraxia ode chingni chonchon gapa motor skills affect onga, which means jen salona dyspraxia donga ba sauba dyspraxia dongon de medakina biya juthales khana gata problem ongen, sina jotna problem ongen, pen ko jakor na gata problem ongen, guitar khalna gata problem ongen. Degi mangde ai ko kholam narang problem ongen mo. Bini fine motor skills are namme develop ongkhuja ba bini fine motor skills negatively affect onga mo. Uni gaman biya namme wa khamko khana gata manjainga ba kenchi rangchi mo kenchi jakhalna manja ba mo soba mandirang de kenchi rangko jakhalna changja. Degi minde soba rang de shirt ni button rangko tekna manja tekna changja ba antang thani blazer ni button rangko tekna changja warang ara mai dakana dyspraxia donga. Daw gata ya dyspraxia ko ba button tekna changja hari anga button tekna changja no de anga dyspraxia donga no de ongjawa extreme case ko sagani ya bane agre ga pa ko sa agre yang ko pa ko sagani ane 장수랑 자렉 택 안타니 장기 당하니 장사부 위에 버튼 건 택기는 쿠자 와 다고 만데랑 고 메마나 dyspraxia individuals mo ba dyspraxia man ka ba manderang ne manggen taw gata na simang de Salman Khan ko de nakinga mo. Salman Khan ni muscle kon kya hon ba mo. Salman Khan de shirt ni button ko tekcha ba taw gata na song Salman Khan ba dyspraxia dongan ne agali dong chone bi de muscle show off khana sa anthani shirt ni button ko tekcha 장자 ni ongja mo ko machina gata nanggene. Degi mang yano ai ha dalni video de plak kon bathela. Thank you everyone for staying connected with the Ashok Tutorials Meghalaya's first MTech channel. Thank you.